Questions people ask before they get braid-in dreadlock extensions. The top 30 questions about braid-in dreadlock extensions that we've gotten the last 30 days.
All right, question 1. How do I know what length and weight to order for my first set?
This is going to depend on, first of all, your body. So if you're a person that maybe you have headaches, you have migraines, you have neck pain, things like that, I would say start with shorties. Start there. That's going to let you know. If you go ahead to our website, it's going to actually tell you the number of bundles that you need for the shorties and the longs, depending on which ones you choose, or even a combo of the two. So shorties are going to be for that. Also, if you have a career where you may possibly worry about your hair getting dirty. So I've had someone go like, I deliver babies and I tried the longs. I needed to switch to shorties because they kind of got in the way and there was a lot there and a lot of fluids happening. So pay attention to what your life is like as well. Now, if you're like, hey, I just get dirty in the sense of like, I love to hike, I ride bikes, I do those things, then longs are fine. You're just gonna wash them all that. It's just, if you're doing things probably usually in the medical care industry, go with your shorties on that as well.
Question 2. How often should I be washing my extensions?
I like to wash mine once a week. Many women like to wash it like more than that or less, just depending on how they feel about it. Again, if you're super active where you're actually physically getting dirty, you can go ahead and wash it more often if you are a very outdoors type person. If you're just like sweating, you're like me, I'm a workout person, you can use Soothing Veil or Cooling Veil. It has an ingredient in there that helps to go ahead and cleanse your extensions in between washes and wears, but once a week is what most women do.
Question 3. What's the actual lifespan of a set if I take care of it properly?
Okay, so the set I'm actually having removed right now. I have been wearing these, okay, my daughter's over 2 and I started wearing them when I was pregnant with her. So like almost 3 years I've been wearing them. So as long as you care for them, they will just mature more and more over time. And the more mature they are, the easier they actually are to care for. So they actually end up drying and locking up. And so they become much more simple. You can toss them around. You don't need to sleep with a bonnet on. You can hop in a pool with it just down if you want to. Like this set I have in, I've been in a pool with it down. I don't feel like I need to braid it, put it up, get it out of the way because it's fully matured.
Question number 4. Can I sleep in my extensions? And if so, how should I protect them overnight?
No, you cannot sleep in them. You must remove them every single day and put them back in. I'm totally kidding. Yes, you can sleep in them. So when they're brand new, this is for the longs especially, you're gonna wanna put them either in a French braid, 2 French braids, or in a bonnet, or doing both of those things. Sometimes I'll do a long French braid down the back. I'm a side sleeper. Or I'll do 2 French braids down either side. When I'm pregnant, honestly, I sleep on my back a lot. I know they say you're not supposed to, but it's just what happens. So I do 2 French braids. So I have don't have a bulge on the back of my head. And then I'll throw a bonnet on over that. That's with a brand new set. Now, once they've matured, I now sleep with an Ona band on. And so I just slide it back so it's like my hair's on my face and I sleep on a satin pillowcase.
All right, question number 5. What's the biggest mistake new customers make with their first install?
Oh, biggest mistake. I'm gonna list a couple of them. So number 1 is if they have them installed, they don't pay attention to what the hairdresser is doing. So watch your hairdresser, make sure they're following the course. Sometimes people interpret things differently. So just watch and give them guidance and tell them ahead of time, hey, I'm gonna watch you do it. I just wanna make sure it's done the exact same way in the course and follow along with that. Another thing that they'll do is they will put them in too tight if they do it on their own. I did this my first time. I was like, I'm gonna put them in so tight, they're gonna last me 6 weeks. And good job, Berlin, because you're miserable for the first week. After I washed them and actually loosened them up some, I was like, oh my God, that is so much better. Such a big relief. The next thing I would say, the biggest mistake in their first install would be that they expect themselves to do a self-install and do it perfectly. Your first install might be I did it for 2 weeks. Sarah's nodding at me right now because she did an install on herself. It might last you 2 weeks because you didn't put them in tight enough, your boxes were too small, they were too big, you put too many in, you put some in the wrong spot. It's a learning process. By the time you get to your 3rd, 4th, 5th install, you're gonna be I know my head, I know how it works, I know where they go, and you're gonna be I got this.
Number 6. How do I transition between seasons without damaging my natural hair underneath? If they want to go from longs to shorties, is that gonna cause damage to their hair?
Oh, no, that's not gonna cause damage to your hair. No, the thing that will cause damage to your hair is if you either A, have bleached the shit out of it and it is unhealthy as fuck, right, Allison?
Oh, yes.
That, or if you're letting them get too loose and they start twisting and spinning. I've described this before as if you think of where you have a rope or something that's twisting and rubbing on something, we've all seen a rope that's started to rub away. Think of that as your hair. So if you let them get too loose, that can happen. But outside that, as long as your hair is actually secured to it and braided on, it's actually going to protect your hair because there's not a lot of extra outside things happening. You're not likely going to be using a ton of heat on it, styling tools, things like that can cause damage.
All right, question number 7. How long does a fresh set of dreadlock extensions typically take to settle in or lay the right way?
I would say, depending on which style that you have, so if you're wearing our Venus ones, they lay down pretty quickly. So our Venus or our shorties, both of those will relax within a couple days as long as you install them properly. So with that, you want to have the braid up against your scalp, and it's going to be able to actually fold over a little bit. Now, if you put the dread part against your scalp, they are going to stick up some because that part is more firm, and so it's going to be more stiff and stick up more. But as long as you install correctly, those Venus and the shorties, they're going to lay down pretty quick.
All right, question number 8. What's the difference in maintenance between human hair and synthetic dreadlock extensions?
This is obviously going to depend on your hair because there's different people have completely different hair. Me, I have naturally curly hair, so doing my hair every day was like a 40-minute process of using 5 different products to get it the way I want it to look, and sometimes it still doesn't even turn out the way you want it to. Other people are like wash and go type people, so it's going to be completely different. So I have had women that are like, oh my gosh, this is 1,000 times easier than doing my normal hair. I've also had women that are like, I washed my hair and put it in a ponytail and go, so now this is more work. So overall though, your extensions are going to take you about 10 minutes twice a day to care for. You're going to separate them with crown nectar. You can use soothing and cooling veil on your scalp if you need to. So it's going to be pretty quick, but I can't actually speak to that completely because everyone's hair is completely different.
Question number 9. Can I swim, work out, or sweat normally with my dreadlock extensions in?
You 100% can. The biggest thing is going to be with swimming is when they're brand new, you want to make sure that you do either pull them up, put them in a braid, something that secures them, because if they are loose in the water and they're still a loose wavy hair, they may tangle up a lot. But outside of that, everything else you can just do normally, and you may need a little bit more crown nectar just because of the extra movement.
All right, question number 10. How do I deal with frizz or loose hairs without rebraiding my extensions?
Let them live their best life. Again, I have curly hair, and so I always have like a little bit of frizz halo. I don't know if people notice it that much, but I just like let them live and do what they want to do. Now, if you do want to lay them down some, there will be times I'll take a little bit of crown nectar and I will just like put it on my hands and like rub it backwards. If you're getting super frizzy and you have contrasting colors, so say really dark hair, but you have say polar extensions in, you may be like, all right, this frizz halo is a completely different color than my natural hair or than my extensions. Then what you can do is just you can do a refresh on the front row, the center row, and the back row. So that's literally just going through and redoing the front row, redoing the center row, wherever you part your hair, tend to part your hair. In the back row, usually that's just because it comes a little bit more loose faster than the others. But that's a good way to fix that.
All right, question 11. What's the honest answer on how long before a removal or reinstall is needed?
So usually 4 weeks is what I set mine as. There are women that go 6 weeks. My hair grows really fast though. So mine will loosen up pretty quickly, and they get to where the more loose they get, they start to feel a little bit more uncomfortable to me. And I just don't like the way they feel. I like that secure feeling of them being tighter against my scalp. And so for me, it's 4 weeks. Some women can go 6 weeks. You're gonna figure out what works best for you in different seasons. I mean, right now I'm pregnant, so my hair's growing even faster. So I even have like some extra refreshes planned for in between some of my installs too, just based off what I have going on in life.
Okay, question number 12. How do you decide which colors make it into the vault versus staying permanently?
Ooh, this is a good question. So one of these things is it more of a seasonal color? There's certain colors that based off what's happening, based off a holiday, based off the time of the year, like we all have noticed that in life, a lot of women will go like lighter with their hair in the summer and like darker and more with their hair in the fall and the winter. And so we kind of pay attention to that to see which ones are more popular in there. Other times it's just like we don't want to do a limited drop. We want it to be something special that you get to get it now, and like someone may not get it later, or they can't get it for a few years, so like you get to be a special person. So we have those two different ways that we kind of decide on that.
Okay, question number 13. What inspired Sunset Plum, Marigold, and Sky Spell?
So Marigold, actually, we had a version of a yellow that we have on we have a hair wall at the warehouse where we hang all of our just different samples and colors that we're looking at. And one of our girls came for a photo shoot and she was like, oh my God, when is this launching? And it actually wasn't exactly Marigold, it was a little bit different, but she loved it. And so that's kind of been like the back of my mind. We don't usually launch things just for one person, but it just felt like sometimes I feel like, I feel it out and see when the time feels right for a new color. A Sunset Plum, that one was I actually saw a picture of someone's hair actually dyed like that. And so I was like, let me go to our hair manufacturer and was like, I want you to custom make this color for me. This is exactly the way I want it. This is how far I want the ombre to go. This is what I want it to look like. I want you to custom make this. So I went through the process of doing that. And then Sky Spell, the same thing. Like we have this combination there of these different colors. I found this picture of this color. I was like, I want you to make this. It has these hints of these different colors in there, this depth and dimension, and they go ahead and make it for me. This is the way I specifically want it. And sometimes I have to go back and be like, you didn't do it right, try again. It didn't turn out. We blended our final ones and here we are.
Okay, question number 14. How do customers know which shade will actually show up true on their hair color?
Our photos on our website are very, very, very true to to their colors. Now, you may need to look on different screens. If you're looking on your phone, some phones do pull a little more blue, so depending on the screen. So look at different screens on there and see which ones are going to be closer. Another thing you can do is we do actually have our personalized consultation. So you can go ahead and send us an email at info@wildcraftedbeauty.com, and we will walk you through a consultation there. It does have a consultation fee, but you get that feedback to use towards your purchase. So it ends up being like no cost to you in the end of it. So we can walk through with you. Now, that being said, if you get the color and you're still like, all right, I got Goldie because I thought I was a cooler blonde, but I think I might need honey. We also do have our color love guarantee, which means we have our time frame that you have that you can actually send them back and swap them out for different colors. So if you get them, open the box and you go, oh dang it, it's too warm, it's too cool, I need to go a little bit of a different direction. Or if you're like, I just want to swap it out altogether and do something different, go ahead and contact us, let us know, and we'll do that color love swap for you.
Question 15. Why are some items, not just hair colors, limited time access instead of just keeping it all year round?
Some things aren't popular year round, so that's part of it. There are certain colors that year round a lot of people don't buy, and so we just go ahead and put it in the vault and set it aside and bring it out later on.
What is your process for adding a new hair color before you actually launch it?
Oh my goodness. It depends on which hair color it is, but sometimes it's a long process and sometimes it's short. There's some colors that I'm working on actually for 2027 that I've been working on for a while, and it's based off just comments I've seen in the Facebook group. So I pay attention to what people say, and it's not even a direct comment. It's like, hey, I want this color red, or I want this color blue, or I want this color blonde, whatever it is. I pay attention to the way people talk about things and the language that they use, because sometimes they'll be like, hey, yeah, like I want something warmer, I want something. There's hints that they give that I've learned with the language over time. I've seen thousands of comments, and I pay attention to those things, and I start to see the patterns that are happening between multiple people. So this isn't like 1, 2, 3 people. It's just like, oh, the information I have in my head is that over the last year and a half, I have seen about 50 people who kind of like guided their ideas this direction, and they may not even realize it. And so this is the color that I'm going to work on developing and coming up with for you guys to bring to you. So that's kind of the process that I go through. There's more to it, that's for sure. But I may not comment in the Facebook group a lot, but I'm in there a lot reading.
Yeah. Question number 17. This is about Onabands. What is your favorite between roots, smoke, and moss?
Oh God. Well, if you watched me enough, you know that my color, those are all within my color scheme. Probably roots, honestly. No one's surprised that I'm sitting here in my brown dress.
No one.
No one's
at
surprised.
all. Yeah. Question 18. Can these be worn for everyday styling, or are they just more of like for a specific occasion in reference to Onabands?
You can wear them everyday styling. Like all different things. So one reason I say you want one is for sleeping in. So once your extensions are matured, you for sure want them for sleeping in. Other great times is like if you just want to get out in the sunshine, pull it back. I like putting my hair in a bun and then like putting a headband on with it, like the Ona bands. That's really nice. But you can wear them oftentimes a lot. We have a lot of people that work in the medical industry, and like headbands are common in general there because they just want to keep their hair out of their face. Like if you've got to work with an emergency, you want to not have like baby hairs and strays like bothering you, right? And so they really love them too.
All right, so question number 19. How do you keep your Ona band secure through a full day of activity?
You just wear it. You just put it on and wear it. And the thing is with them is that they're very deep, I guess, or wide, whatever. Sounds like a Sunday school song. Deep and wide. But like, so like when you pull, you can pull them back pretty far onto your head, and so you have a lot of play to work with. So I did that on purpose. I wanted to be something I could pull back as a sleep sleeve and like keep your hair out of the way and off your neck. But I also wanted to be something that you can like scrunch up a little bit more, and you have like the movement that's happening there for it.
Question number 20. What fabric or material choices matter the most for the comfort of an Ona band to wear for a long period of time?
Something that's smooth and comfortable, right? If it has like a gross texture to it, I am not here for like weird gross textures. And so that's why we made sure that it had something that was really soft, it was thin, it was breathable. That was important to me too, because you don't want to like wear an earmuff in the summertime. Like you want it to be thin enough, and so we made sure of that.
All right, question 21. What is the one hair care rule you think people should not ignore?
Crown nectar. With your extensions, you need to crown nectar your hair twice a day. If you're skipping days, especially with your longs, you may end up with a tangled mess at first. Now, once they get more mature, you can go ahead and like, there are times like I have a mature set, I'm like, I'm not crown nectaring them today because I've been wearing them for 3 years and they're mature. They'll be fine for a day. But overall, make sure you get crown nectared.
All right, question 22. How do you think about hair texture and identity as a brand?
This is a big loaded question, and because we get a lot of comments on this stuff all the time, and I've thought it through. I've had conversations with people about how cultures can be separated or they can come together. I am big on unity and connection. This is why we source products and ingredients worldwide, because I believe in unity, that like I believe in seeing the value in everyone, every skill they have, every culture, every piece of them, and that can bring people really together. And so as a brand, that's the way I view this. Not everyone views it that way, but I've had people comment that my hair texture, I shouldn't be wearing these extensions, and that other women shouldn't be either. I think there's definitely a difference between doing something and you're like, I'm mocking, making fun of, things like that. To me, that's cultural appropriation. Like that is like, if I'm specifically putting these in and I'm trying to make a joke of it, versus I found something that's beautiful that I love and I'm going to go ahead and wear it and enjoy it and embrace it and just have it as a beautiful part of myself. I think that actually brings unity and stuff together. It's in the same way. It's like if someone's making fun of a food someone's eating because it's from another culture, that's going to be viewed one way. But if someone's like, dang, this tastes good and I love it, and now like I'm white as can be, but I love me some Indian food, like that's not cultural appropriation. That's someone enjoying the culture that they have because someone else shared it with them. And so that's how we view this here. Is I think it's something that can really bring people together. And I have a lot of people in my world that are of different cultures and skin colors that also have like, they've said the exact same thing. Like I think it's something that really brings connection.
Question 23. What is the most common DM or comment you get that breaks your heart or makes your day?
Breaks my heart or pisses me off. The first one that came to my mind was when someone says that their husband mocked, made fun of, or told them they would not look good in extensions. That infuriates me because it's their own insecurity coming through. About them not wanting to see change, being afraid that they're going to see their spouse growing, not wanting them to do something for themselves. There's something behind that is their own insecurities. So that would be my breaks my heart, not pisses me off kind of one for me. The other one that is makes my day, I would say seeing women talk about the way their view of themselves has changed. I have seen so many women that are like, hey, that little girl was inside of me. I feel like she's healed and actually been able to come alive. She's been crushed down since this incident happened when I was 5. Where I've seen women that are like, I have always known there was something about myself that just didn't feel exactly right, and now she's there and I didn't know where she was. So we've had women that are like, I'm 65 and for the first time ever I feel like myself. That's, first of all, sad, but it's powerful, because what if they would have never found themselves and like this piece of themselves that feels like it can light up and just be the brightness that they've been looking for in their full life. Like that, to me, that's amazing.
Question number 24. How has customer feedback changed a product decision?
The way customer feedback has changed a product decision, this actually has to do with the lids of our bottles one time. So we like getting feedback from our customers. So if you ever had something like this, just send us an email. This was in our Facebook group, but now we have people send it to email because it's easier for us to record that way. We had someone post on the Facebook group, they're like, oh, my crown nectar lid is leaking. Like it just is running out like the top of it, like the sides, like almost where the glass and the plastic meet, and it's running out the sides. And like 30 people came in the comments and were like, mine does the same thing. And we figured out that something about the pressure and the lid that we're using, which we no longer use now, the pressure, like it wasn't handling transportation well. Like mine were fine at home, all of our girls were fine, but it was like once I had been in the mailing system and gone through pressure of being on airplanes and traveling and heat and all that stuff inside moving trucks, it wasn't handling that, and so they were leaking. And so we went ahead and we upgraded to even better lids. We found a different alternative for that, and we haven't had that problem. But we pay attention to what people say, because to me that stuff matters. Excellence is really important. If we had something like that, shoot an email in, because that lets us know, like sometimes one-off things happen. That was like, oh, this is something we need to upgrade in our products, and so we went ahead and did it.
Question number 25. What do you wish every new customer knew before their first order?
That's a learning experience. So it's gonna take you time. So if you are learning to install, like this is, like I always explain that it is very simple, because it is simple. You just simply braid them in. But you're gonna do like 65 of them. If your shoulders are not used to being up like this, it's gonna take some time to get used to it. Like I tend to like sit crisscross applesauce and like balance my elbows like on my knees, like if I'm doing my own refresh or a self-install. And so it's gonna take time to learn that, to learn your own head, to learn your scalp. There's gonna be certain areas on you that are more sensitive. So for me, like that like ponytail area, I can't have my boxes like too, like they can't be a weird shape, they can't be too small, because they start to pull and hurt. Other people, that area is fine. They're like, oh, if I go like around my temples here, like if I do my boxes too small, they're gonna pull there. So you're gonna learn how your body reacts and responds based off like size of boxes, placement, braiding tightness, all those things. So it's gonna be a learning experience.
All right, question number 26. What was the actual origin story of Wildcrafted Beauty?
It actually started as Wildcrafted Essentials. It was called something different. So if we go back, so I actually used to have really bad skin. I had severe cystic acne. My face was like swollen, almost like I had bruises on my face. It was so bad. And so we actually started off as a skincare company. I went to dermatologists. They could not help me. I tried like steroids and antibiotics for a couple years. Didn't work. I tried everything from lemon juice to alcohol to proactive to anything that was trending at that point in my life to help my skin, and it did not work. And so I found a solution on my own. I learned about essential oils and learned to make my own skincare line. And funny enough is I actually had our Facebook group, which is now called the Wildcrafted Woman, and I actually used to sell like essential oil jewelry in there that I made. And I went in that group and was like, hey guys, like I've had a few people ask about my skincare, would you want me to sell it in here? And so I went ahead and I started doing quarterly drops. So 3-4 times a year, somewhere in there, I would actually have people like buy the skincare. They would stock up on it for a few months, and then they would go ahead and like, when people started asking like, hey, I'm running out, you gonna do another drop soon? You know, I would drop it again. So I decided to eventually get my own website going. And about 6 months in, I think it was, somewhere around there, to me having the website, I actually started wearing braid and dreadlock extensions, and people started asking questions about those. I created the hair products for them because they didn't exist. I couldn't find any that actually had ingredients I trusted to put on my body. They all had extra things that I was like, I will not put that on my body. I do not want them, my hormones, my skin, any of that. And so that led to me being like, I think I could make extensions better than these. I think I could make a better design and come up with it. And so I did. And here we are several years later.
Question number 27. How does the team decide what gets prioritized for the content calendar each month?
Well, I'm not in charge of this anymore. I was. So Sierra actually is in charge of this, the one who's asking the questions. And so they kind of plan things. Part of it has to do with if there's a launch coming up, that's what they're going to post about. Sometimes I'll look at things, lots of questions we've got inside the Facebook group to be like, what has been a common thing, or even questions like on our Facebook page or on TikTok, like we're getting a lot of questions about this thing. Let's go ahead and make content on this, or let's even pull old content that we have on this, or if it's something we haven't put out in a while. So I think recently I've seen that the team is like pulling old videos I did where that's like the first 30 days with a new set of extensions. I did that last time I was pregnant. Now I'm here very pregnant again. And so they're like reposting it again so people can see it, like just get that experience of what it's like with a brand new set, because I don't often put brand new sets in because I love me a matured set and I have lots of them. And so they will just do that. So there's lots of different ways that they do those things. Sometimes they come with new ideas too. We're like, we had this idea for something we've never posted, and they'll do that.
Question number 28. What is something that has surprised you about running a multi-channel team?
First of all, I'd say learning to work with people. So before this, I actually owned a personal training studio. It was like me and my mom. So like I've never worked for anyone before, like literally individual, self-employed. So now having this like, oh, you're in charge of managing people. I'm like, I've never even been managed by anyone, let alone know how to manage people. And so a lot of it is just learning, like there's so many different personalities, people have different life experiences, things that are happening in their life. And so making sure that I keep myself level in that and knowing that I'm like supporting everyone and learning the process of like, I used to be like, Berlin and Lance do it all. And so learning to hand things over to other people, and like now I'm like the support person where I'm like, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Like I asked you to do this thing, but what do you need for it? How can I provide you with those tools that you need? Like, is there a tool you need? Do you need a system? Do you need a process? Do you need a content planner? What do you need for it? Do you need information? Do you need to record a video? So a lot of it is like switching gears from like, Berlin, you're in charge of everything, like make sure it all gets done, to like, hey, these people can handle it and they can get it done, but like provide them what they need to do it. And so that was just been like a very, very new learning experience that I'm continually learning and growing in every single way.
Question 29. How do you balance fast trends like on TikTok or Reels with your timeless brand voice?
Oh boy. So I'm actually don't tend to be really great at doing trends. In fact, I have a content team now that Sierra is here. She actually comes with a lot of ideas and stuff there. So I think the big thing is like you can take something and you can find the twist on it and what works for you. So I've had people, I had this one person I hired to do social media content at one point, and all of her suggestions, I was like, Berlin is not a dancing video person. It's trending, but I'm not gonna do something just because it's trending, because it's not me. Which is funny because I actually, like, I did dance, I was a gymnast, all those things, but like, I am not a dancing video person. I might do one that's funny and like, hey, this will be stupid and funny, but I'm like, I'm not gonna seriously do a dancing video. And so I just pay attention to like what actually feels like it's true to me, right? Like I know with our brand, like sarcasm, that's true to us. We're a little bit inappropriate at work 99% of the time. Like I know that's more true to our brand and to our people and even our customers versus like, hey, they did a TikTok dance over here in matching outfits. Like it just doesn't feel right. So we go with what feels right, what feels like us. There's a lot of great like unity, and I feel like there's enough, we have a lot of different personalities at our building, right, in our team, but there's enough similarities where it's like we all kind of agree on what feels right for the brand, and so those are the things that we follow.
Question 30. What's coming next that you're most excited about?
Oh my god, I can't tell you. I cannot. There's two launches coming up that I can't say anything yet, but I'm really excited for jewel tone season, I will say that.
Okay.
I'm really excited for that. It's your giggle. And I'm really excited for what comes like in 2027. And there's a couple things.
Can you give us any hint on 27?
It'll be in long and shorties.
Helpful.
I don't want to give it away, so I can't give it away, but I'm pumped for it. Like, I've been wanting to do this a long time. Hop in the comments and let us know what questions about braid extensions you would like to hear answered.